R2-D2, Your Highness.
Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to SMKR. This is your host, Steve. Up next in Build Your Own R2-D2 Premium Edition is issue 15. Here are the parts. We'll look at them a little closer, we'll assemble them, and then after that I'll show you the magazine. Here are the head frame components for stage 15. Contained within the blister pack. And here are the center ring metal parts, DF16 and DF17. We will be assembling those to the previous assembly from stage 14. Now remember, we will be using the shorter silver screws for this assembly. First off, we'll be assembling DF19 to DF16 and simply keeping the round edges together on both parts. We'll insert that just as such. We'll put the connector on top of that, and then we will flip it over and install the screws. Next, we will attach DF17 to DF18 and DF16. Same thing, keeping the round edges together like they should be. Put the connector on top here. We'll flip it over, put the screws in. Once again, you want to make sure you're using the shorter silver screws for this. We don't want them sticking out. I like getting both screws started at once. That way I can tighten them together and make any adjustments I might need to make during the tightening process. Connect the other side here. Put the connector on there. And 2 more screws. And I'll just make sure that all 4 of these screws are tight. And there you have it. That's the center ring that's fully assembled. Okay, the next step is to assemble and attach this metal chassis to the bottom of the upper ring dome assembly. Now you want to make sure that your connectors are facing top. So I want to make sure I have those flipped over so they're facing up above as such, like this. Now you definitely want to do a lot of test fitting to make sure you have this put in the right direction. And what I did figure out here, as you look at the ring here, you notice you have it's pretty much all the way around here, There's this long flat surface, and then there's this little short flat surface just right here. There's a flat surface just right here. And you want to make sure that that lines up with your dome. On your dome, you do have, it's round all the way around here, but on this one area here, there's a flat surface right there. So if you take and make sure that those two flats, make sure that these two flat surfaces line up, then everything should fall in place. So you can see these two flat surfaces here. There's a flat surface there and a flat section here. They'll line up. What I will do is mark it with a Sharpie on top here, and silver Sharpie. Silver Sharpie on that side. Now that everything's lined up, we need to start installing some screws here. It says here holes in the ring should line up with 12 lugs in the chassis. 3 of them are located right here, and right here, which will have hexagonal sockets for fitting the nuts, which they do. The only screws that are left are the longer silver screws, so we'll be using those to assemble all of these components here. I will install a few of them, and then we'll skip forward to the completed assembly of all the nuts and screws on this. Okay, so number 12, this is the last one we'll be putting in. So now all 12 screws are installed. There you go, all 12. And there's the completed chassis on the bottom of the dome. So we'll be attaching more pieces to make this bigger as we go along. So more frame pieces will be sent to me, and more will be installed. So that is all for stage 15. It was more involved than what I thought it was. There was a lot of screws installed, but it looks pretty nice, and I'll put it over on its little stand and let it wait for more components to be installed. Stay tuned for issue 16. Now let's look at the magazine. Here's issue 15 magazine. Lots of good reading here. It's nice to give us a binder to put these all into.